All right, third game on the slate, we want to talk about Oral Roberts versus St. Mary's. I like talking about this one here because Oral Roberts, we saw them do very well against the season last year, 19-12, 12-6 in their conference. They reached the Summit League semifinal. But this year, because of all the moves in the Summit League, the Golden Eagles are picked to win the Summit League by the coaches and the media. And we want to talk about some fun guard play. Let's talk about Max Adams.
Max Adams.
Oh, man. He is so fun to watch. Averaged almost 23 points per game and only 4 assists. But he is going – I mean, if you have to initially put out the Summit Player of the Year, I mean, he just screams it. And I believe he was the Summit League Player of the Year last year. And he is the returning scorer for ORU. He is going to be a very fun player to watch. He was named Division I Preseason Player of the Year by the NABC. I mean, he was named Division I Player of the Year, not just for the Summit League. He has a lot of fun things to watch. If you want to pay attention to a really fun game this week on the Monday, you pay attention to Oral Roberts and St. Mary's. They have the opportunity to do some really fun things. The Golden Eagles won the Summit League tournament last year as the number 4 seed. They are on pace to do some really fun things. I'm excited for this one. And I haven't started about St. Mary's, but I'm going to hand it over to you. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, again, and Max Adams, you could stop there and just be excited and know Oral Roberts is going to be good and take advantage of being able to watch teams like Oral Roberts. Because, okay, yes, they'll be on ESPN Plus and things like that. But once conference play starts to play, you get distracted. Your thoughts drift to the ACC and the Big 12 and the SEC. You can't help it because there's so many great teams there. So take advantage of watching this Oral Roberts team play. Isaac McBride is the other guy in the backcourt that can light it up. So their backcourt is the engine. Okay, and it's a turbocharged engine, and Oral Roberts is going to be a matchup problem for everybody in the Summit. And there's some good teams in the Summit, but they're not as balanced. I think they're more shooters. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like South Dakota State, North Dakota, South Dakota, those schools, much more of a perimeter game. Oral Roberts can get it done everywhere. Elijah Lufil really came into his own in the conference tournament last year. He bangs the board. He is just tough. He plays bigger than his size. I want to say he's listed at 6'9", but I think he's more like a Charles Barkley 6'4", 6'5". You know, just having watched him in that conference tournament last year, he's going to be the X factor for them. If he can dominate inside, and you've got the two guards just basically just up and down the floor, aggressive defense, shooting threes, driving the ball inside in the lane, then suddenly Oral Roberts could very well become not only the prohibitive favorite, and they've had problems during the regular season finishing at the top of the conference for whatever reason. It just seems they have good years. They just never finish at the top of the conference. But now suddenly this is one of those 13, 14, 15 seeds that when you're looking at your bracket and you see there's what Max Adams is doing and what McBride is doing and what Lafille is doing, you say, I think this might be my 215 upset or my 12, 13, 14 seed upset. Oral Roberts, another team with a high ceiling.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to jump in with St. Mary's and we'll get back to you here just real quick. The fact what St. Mary's has done is truly completely obscured by the elephant in the room, Gonzaga.
For sure.
Gonzaga is one of those sports stories that even now that everybody recognizes how good they are, Gonzaga's program's been good for 30 years. But under Mark Few, they've just gone to a whole other level. And St. Mary's has been operating in the shadow. I mean, they were a number 5 seed last year. But Gonzaga was so good, everybody thought that Gonzaga, being a 1 seed, was going to go into the Final Four and maybe even win a national title. St. Mary's the story got lost in the shuffle. They lost some big players to the NBA. but they have a top 25 incoming recruiting class, according to Lindy's magazine. So St. Mary's, don't weep for them. Okay. I mean, okay. Are they going to beat Gonzaga for the conference? No, I'm not even sure they're going to be better than BYU, but St. Mary's is a program that you need to support because of how they do it. They do it the right way, and they do it in the shadow of really it's like an Uber presence in their conference, and they still get it done the right way. They don't try to cut corners or cheat. So St. Mary's and Oral Roberts, two teams you got to embrace. This is a game that you want to, again, watch it, DVR it. Even if you're watching part of it live, go back and watch it again, because you're going to see special players, special talents doing it off the radar.
10 o'clock Eastern for this game. Might as well throw out the elephant in the room here, since we were talking about pronunciations. We were already messing up the name of Max here. It looks like Max Abmas, right? Sportingnews.com actually came out with something during March Madness last year, so we might as well get our things right. His last name is actually pronounced Ace-Miss, A-C-E. Pretty interesting name. Not a bad name considering his potential to hit some big-time shots, right? Ace-Miss, Max Ace-Miss. How about that? All right, there we go. We're helping ourselves with this pronunciation guide.
But you know what? And he's not going to miss much, so it's an ironic name, an ironic pronunciation. But
I'd like that. Ace-Miss. I would, if by just looking at the spelling, never would I ever have thought that was the case. So thank you, sportingnews.com, for that one.